to set up our Sunday service for the neighborhood church across all the different socials that we have using our streaming software called RESI Studio. So we're just going to walk through the whole process. As I walk through it, this can be broken up into many different parts, but this is the setup process. So beginning, I'll start in RESI Studio, and I will come over. This is studio.resi.io. The login is in your LastPass. I will come over to schedule, and then today is the 19th, so I will schedule. I will add an event on this schedule, and the event name is Sunday Worship, and you can even title it with the series Fork in the Road Part 1, or you can take Sunday Worship and put this down here and say live stream. It has the date, so I don't feel it's necessary to put the date in. From there, we'll schedule on 3/19. We will schedule it at 10 o'clock a.m., which is our current service time. There we go. The duration is 2 hours. Our service flexes from about 1:20 to 1:35, so I always just keep it in at 2 hours. The time is American Child. We don't need to worry about pausing or repeats. We're going to have a live encoder. These are all presets, so we're going to come down and choose the encoder. It'll choose the presets that go into it. TNC Bentonville events, that's the only one that's there. We're going to start the live encoder actually 120 minutes beforehand. That gives us 2 hours to check the encoder, make sure it's going good from 8 o'clock on. And then we're going to add some destinations. So as we go to add destinations, these are our social media destinations. They are connected to Pastor Joe's account because it needs an individual person. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add in Facebook. We're going to select Joe Lyles. The Facebook destination will be the neighborhood church. It will be public, and it will be a scheduled post. In addition to that, we're going to come down. We don't have to worry about cross-posting right now. We are going to select our rep reset, which is just default. 10 to 12 is set from your previous settings when we said 10 o'clock for 2 hours. And then here's where we get our title and then our video description. So the first thing I do is I go grab the video description from Asana. So we will pop over into Asana. And in Asana, in the Fork in the Road series template, there's the synopsis, and then there's the description links. We'll be using those two in the information. So in the synopsis, I have a summary. I'm going to grab this summary. I'm going to check and make sure. Sure, we can add that. Thank you, Grammarly. And I'll take this. This is the top part of our description. I'm going to come back in. I will paste that in the top. And then I do like links at the bottom. So links to all of our different socials and Bible app and different things like that. So I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to jump back to Asana and grab our description links. This will always be the same unless we add new links. The one thing we need to update each week is the Bible app, and we're going to do that in a minute. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to pop back over here. Now I have our description ready to go. And then today will be new series, Fork in the Road. We're going to say every decision you make can be life-giving. There we go. And what I like to do is I like to copy this, add it down here, select all, copy that, and then delete it. Because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do the same thing in a second with our YouTube and then also with our web event. Next, I'm going to upload a thumbnail. This is a 19 by 20 by 1080 JPEG or PNG. I'm going to grab that from Canva. So if I pop over into Canva, we have our series graphics. I should have that open already. Yep, series graphics. These are here, 1920 by 1080. So I'm going to look for the one that I like. I think that one's great. It's a little bit hard to read, but that one is wonderful to read. So I'm going to download. This is number 7. So I'm going to go to share. Download. I'm going to select down here. I'm going to unselect all the pages. I want to download page 7. And instead of PDF, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say I want a PNG. There we go. I don't really need to worry about transparent backgrounds or anything else, so I'm going to download that now. That is downloading. I now have it as my worship title. I'm going to pop back over to my studio, grab my thumbnail. I'm going to click in the middle. It's going to open up my computer browser. I'm going to grab my worship title tag. Selected image is too large. Okay, so now I get the fun part of doing this. So I'm going to open this with my system viewer. You can always then go down to 1280 by 720 So my tools, I'm just going to quick resize, adjust the size, and I'm going to say 1280 by 720. That puts me at 1.9, which is under 2. I'm going to say OK. I'm going to save that again, close it out, close out quick preview, and then let's try this one more time. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to make sure it's 1280 by 720. We're going to open that. Let's cancel the upload and try this one more time. I think it's because it's the same file name that it's causing it some issues. Oh, there we go. All right. Now you have to hit crop and complete. It will then crop it and it completes it. Wonderful. So we now have Facebook set up. We're going to add that. And then we will add our destination for YouTube. Same thing, YouTube. In here, we're going to select our privacy as public. It is a scheduled post. Our web preset is default. There are no other options to choose there. We're going to go here, and I'm going to take out my new series because I copied that, and I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to come up to upload thumbnail. My thumbnail should work fine now. It's wonderful. Crop and complete. Great. I'm going to add that. The last one we add is a web destination in case we want to use like our Life Church Online platform, which we do have. So we're going to choose Pro Web on this one. Default still. Oh, I always do this. So because I copied it, I forgot to recopy it. So now I need to pop back into this one and do this process again. This is pretty much a weekly thing that happens right there. There we go. There we go. Save that. Now add a destination. Web. Pro Web. Default. Yep. There we go. And then I'm going to take this out here. Paste it there. Add my thumbnail again. And there we go. We now have our 3 destinations. So we will add that. We go to review what's going on. 120 minutes before, 1080p encoder set up. It's a live encoder. It starts today at 10 o'clock. Sunday worship live stream. Wonderful. All right. And then we hit save. Now that event is set up, and we will be able to view that 2 hours beforehand. So the big thing now is that we had to update the Bible app. So we're going to jump in. The Bible app is created at events.bible.com. The login is in LastPass. So media@theneighborhood.church, login password. We're going to sign in. Now here's our last couple that we did, which is absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to duplicate, right, our most recent one. That is pretty much how we do it, and then take it from there. So if I duplicate this, I'm trying to see if I might want to duplicate a different one actually, because that was a special Sunday. So let's go back, and I'm going to duplicate Holy Habits. So I'm going to duplicate Holy Habits. Now here's the wonderful part. If you remember what we just did a lot of pasting of our description. So now I can go back to Asana and grab that same description. Once we have it, we use it everywhere. So I grab this, wonderful, back to here, great. We're going to call this this is the Neighborhood Church. This up here is our series, Fork in the Road. Every decision can be life-giving. All right, we're gonna remove our image. Now this is a 1440 by 1080, or sorry, by 810. So when we look at that, we're gonna have to go back to Canva. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. We have to go back to Canva. Now remember, we have our series graphics here. Now I copied this, I resized it and copied it, and it'll say series graphics 1440 by 810. Wonderful. So now I have that one, so I can share it. I am on page 6, so I'm going to share this. The Bible app only likes JPEGs, so I'm going to download. I'm going to select JPEG 1440 by 810. It will not accept any other file size. I'm going to grab my page 6. I'm going to say done, and I'm going to download it. Now I'm going to pop back over to my event details. I'm going to select an image. Should be in my downloads. Let's see, we did that right now. We're going to open that. And there it is. That's set up. Now we're going to add our location and times. So we're going to edit this location. When we edit this location, we are selecting our day of worship, 10 a.m. We're going to save the location after that. This is our online platform, which we do have, but we have not implemented yet. So I like to keep this consistent in setting it, and then save this location. Now our locations are saved live and online, and then we can add content. So the Bible app tips stays, the quick links stay, the new here stays, and then we usually like to add an image here, and we can do that from the Bible app, and those images are absolutely wonderful. And so usually if you go into the Bible app, so let's find this here, we're going to add one here. We're going to open up bible.com, and we're just going to go to like an Ephesians 2 for the sake of showing what is going on. So if we go to Ephesians under Bible 2, and then let's try, down here it says explore Ephesians by verse. So we're going to try verse 2:10. And if you open it up and it has images, it will let you paste those images here. For we are his workmanship. That actually goes really well with our message today. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to save image as, and I'm going to say Bible, and this is just going to be Ephesians 2:10. And it's in my downloads. So now I'm going to go back into my event. I'm going to actually remove this because it doesn't let you replace an image. And then when I do this, I can insert the next module here, and then I select image. And then I can select an image. Now it says 640 by 640. It'll take any square image. Oh, it must be a JPEG. Oh, thank you so much. All right. Insert an image. I'm going to go back into my Finder. And I'm going to select my downloads. It's because it's a web. I get it. So when that happens, I usually like to I'm just going to Command Shift 4, and I'm going to grab that. I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to open it in preview, and I will do a file save as or export to JPEG. So we're going to try this again. Fusion 210, save. There we go. Now I've exported that. That's fine. We'll save that. That's a PNG copy. So now that I have that, I'm going to pop over back over my Bible app. I'm going to select the image. There's my Ephesians 2:10. Oh, look at that. I didn't nail it. I didn't nail it. So these are the little things that you go through. Oh man. All right, file, open recent, untitled, tools, adjust size, unlock that. Okay. File, export, Ephesians 2:10-2 or dash square. Save it. Done. And then here we go. Insert the image, select image, and voila, it is in. It says Ephesians 2:10, but I usually like to put Ephesians 2:10 and then NRSV so they know the translation. And then this is where we get into a couple questions, a couple notes. These should be in Asana. I'm going to write these in right now. But these should be things that we put into Asana so that way they can easily be copied. So our opening question would be like, what decisions have you made recently that you felt impacted you or your family in a big way? Thank you. Whoa. Thank you, Grammarly, for always checking myself. And then here is where we select. So you select English. This is New Revised Standard Version. You can have all of them. We select New Revised Standard Version. And then our text today is going to be from John. And we're working on John 6. And the text we're going to come through, if we open up to the Bible, we're going to go to John and then chapter 6. And then the text that we're selecting is really when Jesus is talking about the will. And he is talking through with the disciples about the bread of heaven. And the first question that they ask him is, how do we know that we are working for God? And this is a big question. And it's a question that I think is important not only for our people, but also for the series, which is really good. All right, so let me see where this exactly is at. So it's bread of life. Here it is. 28 through 31. Then they said to him, what shall we do that we may work the works of God? And then he tells them all the way through our Father's 8. So we're going to go 28 through 31 to start. So I'm going to go back into my Bible app, and I'm going to go 6:28 through 31. Now this is a little finicky. It doesn't always work. So that one worked just fine, which is great. And then the first message point. We'll call this making decisions number 1. It does have a little bit of formatting that you can do. And then I'm going to take that part out. Here's our next one. We're going to go back into John. And this is John 6. And if we go back over the Bible app, we are then reading 35 through 40. All right, so we're going back over here, and this is John 6, 35 through 40. And as you can see, it started at 1, so I go back to 35. 35, it'll trigger 35, and then I go to 40, and then it triggers 35 to 40. It's a little finicky, and it just takes a little bit of time to learn. And this is making decisions number 2. And these will be where the message points go, but locking these in allows me to put the message points in later, and then also saves its placeholder. When I come back to edit it after I've already submitted it, then it kind of goes funky. So I always like to leave placeholders in there. And then I can take this one out, and I'm going to add back in a third Bible reference. So it's going to be English, New Revised Standard Version. And then we are going to go from here all the way down to John. And we're going to be in chapter 7 this time. I'm going to go into chapter 7. Jesus is again talking about... There we go. This is Jesus' brothers disbelieve, which I thought was a great text about even the brothers of Jesus didn't believe, and he went another way. So this really important part about my time has not yet come. So we're going to read 1 through 9. And it's very good. It's about Jesus making a choice not to go somewhere. So we're going to read 1 through 9, so we'll put that in there. Okay, we got 1 through 9. Okay, great. And then we'll have our closing point, which would be a text. And this is be making decisions number 3. All right. At the bottom of that, we have a regular giving link, and then we always have a Bible plan. Now, I went and researched a couple of Bible plans earlier, and the voices and the choices was a great plan. I'm not as concerned about the whole plan, and every part is deeply aligned with where we're at. I do love ones that have the discussion questions at the bottom for you to ponder, some prayers. Those are great for people. So I take a cursory look at that and the voices and the choices, and I go back to my event. I want to replace this. I'm going to search for voices and choices. And there it is, the voices and choices. That's great. And I can keep that. And that's good for setting that up. So I'm going to preview it. Here's what it looks like on the app. Fork in the road, great. Workmanship, incredible. John 6 is in there. Wonderful. And now we're going to publish. So this will be live a half hour beforehand. It has 2 locations it's publishing to. It'll be live for 2 days after that. So we hit publish. And now we have our link. So this is our link, which is going to help us set up our Bible app link. So now that we have this, we're going to go to copy. And I'm going to jump over into Bitly. Bitly is what hosts our links that we saw in the description that we put into RESI Studio. And I'm going to go, there's a couple ways you can do this, but I can also filter. I have a tag called Sunday, which should work perfectly and pull up right to the Bible app. There it is. And so we can click that. We're going to redirect this link. So if we redirect it, we paste that link, we hit save, and then we have to come back in, fork in the road, that's fine, but I have to tag it again. Sunday, and I'm going to tag it Bible app. So now we have that, we're going to save it. And we don't have to copy it or anything because we just updated it. And I will show you that real quick. So if I open up another one and I go to studio.youtube, what will happen now is I can get into our content. I'm on the neighborhood church. I'm going to go to our live. It'll show me that I have an upcoming live stream. See the fork in the road? That was what I just did a couple seconds ago. If I pop into Fork in the Road, in the description, here's the Bible app. tnclife.info/Bible-app. That's what we just updated. So we don't have to change anything. We worked really hard to get a process where we don't have to change this at all. These all stay the same, and then we go from here. So we have a wonderful thing here that's going to go great. There are some other wonderful things that you can set up. We can set up a new playlist in here. These are great things to do. So if I did a new playlist, I would call it Current Series Fork in the Road. And then what happens here? We go back to Asana. We grab our description. And then I can go back into Chrome, paste that. It's public. I can create it. It's now involved in a playlist. Done, which is amazing. And then we do have more. So paid promotions, we don't have to worry about automatic chapters. That's fine. Add tags, they're apparently not that important, so I'm not going to worry about them right now. English stream language, content is never aired on television. Recording date is today. Stream location is the neighborhood church, Tucson, Bentonville, Arkansas. Licenses, great. Categories, entertainment, that's the best we could come up with. And then we hit save. All right, so we have updated that. That's wonderful. And then now you see where that link is at. That link is updated, which is wonderful. And then we're going to pop over to our Facebook. So Facebook is on TNC Live Facebook. You can go to Creator Studio, facebook.com/Creator Studio. This is when you are linked into our business page as an admin. That's wonderful. Actually, sorry. We're going to go to facebook.com/live/producer. Now, this is very important how to get here. We're not going to post on our timeline, but our timeline's here. We're going to post to a page you manage. And we're going to come all the way down here to the neighborhood church. We're switching. We are going to come to our scheduled broadcasts. There's our fork in the road going live today. We're going to set up the live video. Now, this page has to be closed once you set it up. Facebook is really weird. It doesn't save the settings properly. So if this page is opened anywhere, it will not go live. We're going to do streaming software, not the webcam. It is very interesting to see yourself. Now, we can always have a preset pinned comment, but I constantly forget to change those. But let's do it today. So we're going to do a preset pinned comment. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say, incredible new series to help guide you in big decisions that can change your life. In big decisions that can change your life. Our hope is that every decision is made in faith and through prayer. Let us know if we can pray for you. Let us know how we can pray for you. And then I would say something like, oh yeah, and happy spring. All right, and then we'll save that. Now that'll be the first comment that goes out. So we have these wonderful things. Here's our stream key. That's all those things are the same. We don't want to reset any of those. Down here, it's very important. We've been having an issue. I believe this go live automatically at scheduled time. We need to click that and save that. So we're going to do our streaming software, save changes, wonderful. We are saved, ready to go, locked and loaded. Scheduled broadcast is in, starting at 10. We are locked and loaded. Now, the important part about this is that we do need the link for this. So if I go to my setup live video again, see what happens? It goes back to that webcam. Here's my event URL. The event URL does not get you to the video. The page URL does. The event gets you URL just gets you to the place where it says, hey, this is about to happen, but it doesn't change over into the video. So I usually copy this, and this goes into our text for the church. So now let's work into our text for the church and see what we can do there. So we are going to come over here, and this is going to be on Clearstream.io. We're going to log in. And Joe Lyles, welcome back. So we are going to take this and we're going to go to our messages. And I'm going to go to create message. And this is under the neighborhood church in Clearstream. So you can select about 4 different accounts that we have, but we're under the neighborhood church. Messages, change the header. Now you can see we've done some other services about to start. We got men's breakfast on there. Worship is live at TNC. So we would want to do something like that. All right, TNC is live now. TNC live in 10 minutes. We've done those a couple of times. So let's just try worship with TNC at 10 a.m. I'm going to say save. Hey, church. We are kicking off a new series called Fork in the Road today, about making big decisions faithfully. Thank you. I said it out loud, I just didn't type it. About making big decisions faithfully. Here are some quick live links. Now, the live links are important, right? So as we get to this one, so I usually do like this. Here are quick links. And then what I'll do is I'm going to take in Facebook and YouTube. And that's how I usually write them, just to save things. Now, this is also in Bitly. So in Bitly, I'm going to save this. Now, remember, we're in our Sunday. Now, our Sunday we should be in our Sunday. That's wonderful. Now, if I don't want to do the tag, I can also just type something like YouTube. And it's going to come up and say YouTube Live. Do you see that right there? So this YouTube Live link is what we will use, but we are going to get our YouTube video here. So I'm going to copy this back in YouTube under our video description. I'm going to copy the video link. It should say watch, not live. Live does something weird. So usually what I do is I click into it and then I wait for this to say watch. See how it says watch now? And then I click there. And so I'm going to go back to my Clearstream. I'm going to go back to my Bitly. And I'm going to redirect. I'm going to redirect to the watch. I'm going to say save. I'm going to call this a Sunday tag and a YouTube tag. And I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go back to my Clearstream and I'm going to paste that. And that is the shortest it can get. We have a shortener here. It shortens to the same thing. So I like to keep it YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Facebook, we got our page URL here, which is good. Now we don't need to change this because it's actually just TNC live videos. So we don't really need to change that. But what I do is I go to my bit.ly and I make sure that link is set properly. So now I'm going to type in Facebook. All right. So these are not correct. There's my Facebook Live. So I need that Facebook Live right there. And there it is, live videos. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to my Clearstream. I'm going to go right here. There it is, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. It's wonderful. And we're 2 credits per. That's usually what happens. So now that we have 2 credits, we're going to search our subscriber list. We're going to call this TNC members and new. Let's see if I can just get TNC, men of TNC members and new. I think that's only like 1/2 of people, just to be clear. So I'm going to take that list. Let's see if there's any other lists that we have. I think that's it. Yep. Okay, so we're going to call this TNC member and new. And then we're going to get to send now. We're going to send later. I usually like to send this at 9 a.m. on the day. Give them an hour to get to church if they would like to. We're going to set the date and time. Now, you can also, if you haven't made it to church, we can also set up a second text that says, hey, just join us live. Or we can set this at 10 o'clock. So all of these things are ways to make sure that we get people connected. So we can schedule that. It's set up for today, March 19th at 9 a.m. We're going to schedule the message. So now our Bitly is done, our Facebook's done, our YouTube is done. Our RESI Studio is set up. Our Facebook and YouTube have both been adapted via their specific social medias. And our Canva has been updated. We have all those. The last thing that we're going to do is we would update our Facebook cover to include the message series. So I have Facebook cover in here, 1440. We're going to use this one right here, this page 6. So I'm going to share this. I'm going to download this. And I'm going to download page 6. Done. I'm going to give me a ping. That's fine. So I'm going to go back into Facebook. Now this one I can actually just jump into my home page and I can edit it here. I'm going to upload a photo and then I'm going to upload this one. Let's see how this works. All right. Taking a second. Ooh, I thought that might be the case. So it might look like that. We're not going to take the tag. Or we go back, cancel that, go back into Canva. And I'm going to say that I'm going to duplicate this, move this up, and move this up. And we're going to see how that treats us. So I'm going to share that now. I'm going to download. Ping's fine. Not all the pages, but I'm going to download a page 7. Done. Download. It's downloading now again. So I'm going to go back to Facebook, edit my cover photo, upload a photo, and we get to... Didn't really change anything, did it? What happened? Oh, there it is. Okay. We're going to open that one. We're waiting. Close enough. All right. You save that change. There we go. We're set up. There's our fork in the road. We plan to go live. Wonderful. There's our last live. Everything is set up. We're looking good for Sunday service, and we're solid. There we go. That is how you set up for Sunday. at the neighborhood church. The last thing we can do, and we usually try to, is send an email out on Sunday morning about the message and things that are going on. So we won't do that today, but it will happen in the future, and we can do that on a separate video. So that is setting up things at the neighborhood church for Sunday socials.